War teaches you about sorrow and loss and pain. And it teaches you about the preciousness and the fragility of human life. And in that fragility, war teaches you about death. But war also teaches you about brotherhood and honor and humility and leadership. And unfortunately, war teaches you the most when things go wrong. And for me, one of the most impactful lessons that I learned from war was in the spring of 2006 in the city of Ramadi, Iraq, which at the time was the epicenter of the insurgency. And then the fog of war rolled in. A horrendous firefight broke out. But this firefight, it wasn't between us and the enemy. This firefight, tragically, was between us. And when it was over, and the fog of war lifted, and when we got back to base, things didn't get much better. There was a message waiting for me from my commanding officer. And it said, "Shut down all operations." Now, I knew what this meant. It meant that somebody had to be held accountable. So, I began to prepare my debrief. And in it, I detailed every mistake that was made and who made it. And I pointed out every failure in the planning and the preparation and the execution in the operation. And I pointed out who was responsible for that failure. There was plenty of blame to go around. There were so many people that I could incriminate with guilt. But something wasn't right. For some reason, I just couldn't put my finger on who was at fault and who specifically I should blame for what had happened. And I sat and I went over it again and again, and I struggled for an answer. And I realized that there was only one person to blame for the confusion, and I knew exactly who that person was. And then I told them that there was only one person at fault, and that person was me. I am the commander, and I am responsible for everything that happens. Everything. And I will tell you something, it hurt. It hurt my ego. It hurt my pride to take the blame. But I also knew I had to take responsibility. And in order to do that, I had to control my ego so that my ego did not control me. And you know what? I didn't get fired. Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing. Get control of your ego. Don't hide your delicate pride from the truth. Take ownership of everything in your world, the good and the bad. Take ownership of your mistakes, take ownership of your shortfalls, take ownership of your problems, and then take ownership of the solutions that will get those problems solved. Take ownership of your mission. Take ownership of your job, of your team, of your future, and take ownership of your life. And lead. Lead. Lead yourself and your team and the people in your life. Lead them all to victory. Thank you. Thank you very much.